Okay. Well, how do you think the reaction of Adair and her sisters to the capture of her father would differ based on a different class of person?
I think if they were more higher class in high society, they probably would have been like, oh my god, this is absurd, darling.
Oh my goodness!
My goodness. And when they were bringing down the house, it would be like, my tea, no, imported all the way from India. I don't even know what that is, but India.
Didn't tea come from Britain?
Tea can also come from India.
Okay, well anyways, I think that also they wouldn't have been willing to fight for her father because they were in there, they were getting beat up, but that didn't stop them because he was all they really had.
Especially running after the...
Yeah, they would have been like, oh no, I'm getting my skirts muddy.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, my turn.
Yes, it indeed.
I have my things on here since I'm recording on my iPad.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not texting.
No.
No, see, no texting. Okay, have you ever noticed one thing in this story? Have you ever noticed one thing in the story? It was war, but it could be anything in your life. How it changes others or changing you. What is it and how is it doing? War was changing everybody in the story.
Yeah.
How does that, what's a real life example that's in it?
Or something that could just cause a great turnout.
Yeah, or changing somebody else. Soccer is a big thing in my life. It changed me from a nobody to a somebody, I guess.
Well, recently it's really been going back to youth group. It started when I did the 30-hour famine, and that was just kind of a life-changing experience. But then before that, it was moving back from Germany because there was the whole culture shock and blah.
Yeah. I really noticed myself changing since I've been going to Calgary.
Because we're just awesome like that.
Amazingness. Okay, good question.
Alright, so when Adair got to the prison, she kind of ended up getting in a fight. Why do you think she was so willing to fight when the other woman was obviously stronger?
We learned about this in health class. I think it's that fight or flight, and it hadn't really worn off for her. And I just feel like she was so angry inside, and everything was just so built up that she needed to get her anger out some way. So she was, doing it in whatever way she could.
That's actually a good way to look at it. I said that I thought it was she was fighting for all she had with her, all that was connecting her to home. But also it could be just she needed a release. It was either a fight or sob, and fighting would make her seem stronger in the eyes of the women.
Yeah, and sobbing will
make her seem weak and get her nowhere.
Okay, the story says, and I quote, The old clothes trunk Adair sat on was filled with quilts and odd leavings her mother had saved everything and was extremely prudent, for in this wilderness, who knew when she could replace clothing or women's tools? What do you think the author meant by women's tools? What are modern day examples of women's tools?
Well, then, I guess it could be needles and cooking stuff because women were expected to do the domestic work.
Is that stereotypical?
In those days, it was. But now, women's tools can be the same thing as men's. It could be a gun if they're a soldier.
A soccer ball if you're me.
Or running shoes if you're me. Or judges' robes. It can really be anything now. So, okay.
Okay, your turn.
Well, why? I noticed that Adair didn't seem like a very stereotypical person. Do you think that had something to do with her upbringing?
Yeah, I feel like, because her mother died, so she was motherless, and I feel like that was probably, she was raised more by a man. Which I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's going to make her more tougher on the outside. And I did not know her dad that well. I didn't know her dad at all. Oh my god. I didn't know her dad at all. But you didn't really hear the father saying, no, don't fight, don't come after me or anything. Or I feel like her mother would have been like, no, stay with your children.
Stay with your sisters.
Stay with your children, protect your sisters.
And I also think she grew up in the wilderness, I guess you could call it. So she was used to
Pigville.
She was used to the rugged living, and that showed through with her horse Whiskey.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It totally reminded me of the Whiskey Rebellion, when they were taking Whiskey, the horse. I was like, She's rebelling because they're taking away whiskey.
Ah!
Sorry about that.
Maddie just threw a pen.
Oh, yeah, you probably couldn't see that, but I just threw my pen.
Congrats is my sweatshirt.
Okay, what would you have said to the Union captain?
Wait, when she was being arrested, or when her father was being taken?
No, when the Union captain was talking to the father, like, would you have lied?
I don't know. I think, honestly, I would have been too shocked. Think about it. Your father is a judge, a peaceful person, and then all of a sudden soldiers show up with guns to arrest him. I don't really think there's much response to that.
Yeah.
Okay, people are coming. Hold on.
You can work with that.
This is Mr. Seaman and his friend in this pen.
Oh, can we just walk through your stuff?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. He's so sweet. Okay.
No.
Yes. Is it?
Yeah, anyway, I think I would have been like way too shocked just to do anything because, oh my gosh, my father was just taken. Or they're coming to take him. They're saying slanderous accusations. What do? I can't convince them otherwise. They're gonna take him regardless.
What would you have said if you were father? Like if you were in father's position, talking. Like would you have lied to him? But I didn't really think father did anything wrong.
I don't. Her father didn't do anything wrong. There was nothing to lie about. The best he could do was do the truth, tell the truth, and hope they listen to them. Listen to that, because people these days. Well, people in those days
And these days,
just proceed to ignore me.
people every day.
So John Lee, her brother, he joined the militia or Reeves's group, I think it was, even though he was a cripple. Do you think that's going to get him into trouble? Just like
I think
trouble?
so. He's not going to be able to do as well as the other soldiers, and then they're going to think less of him, and then beat him up more, and he's going to bring sorrow to everyone.
And I read that Adair is going to be interrogated. Do you think because her brother, he said he shot a Union man to get his boots. Do you think he'll get in trouble for that? They'll find him and kill him, or they'll take the punishment out on Adair?
Of course they'll get in trouble for that, or take it out on Adair, because I mean, Adair's family didn't even do anything, and they burnt down her freaking house. And now someone admits to shooting a Union soldier, the whole world is
It's
gonna
going to
end.
go pow, right?
Boom.
Anyway, it's your time.
Full email is back.
Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, reading
It's
email.
project. Anyways, are we supposed to discuss our journal entries then? I think we are. Yeah.
I thought we just had to come up with discussion questions.
Okay, just ask. Alright.
If Adair's father was being taken on account of disloyalty, which even I didn't think he was loyal, what should Adair's punishment be for getting in the way of justice?
Like when she was trying to stop her father from being taken?
Yeah, like nowadays that's assaulting a cop.
But she wasn't getting in the way of justice.
I understand.
She
it
was actually helping keep justice because her father was being arrested and beaten for no reason at all.
I understand, but let's just say he was not loyal and the soldiers had rights to come and take him. What should her punishments be? Because it does not seem fair.